Oh man, I always call Happy Perez, Nathan Happy Perez, my brother on his mothers and pops, my moms and pops, his brother, you know what I mean, his big brother said, you know, so it go way back. I could tell you a million stories, but he was like a Mexican Jimi Hendrix to me and had a lot of Jimi Hendrix cassettes and you know what I mean, and just documentary type of thing. So he was actually the original producer for the group Laylo, Max Manelli and Jay Vaughn. They rocked together. They was my younger brothers. I was maybe 5 or so years beyond they joined. And Max Manelli I knew since like 11. He in the building now. You know, like I said, we all a part of the documentary, and he's actually the one that's narrating the Diamonds in the Dirt, so y'all going to love it. But Hap was their producer, and Hap used to rap a little bit. And I used to say, man, you're going to introduce us to the Spanish culture or the Mexican culture. And I said, we're going to turn you on to black. And that's the way it's been ever since. So Hap was Lil Bro in the back room that used to have a Casio keyboard with the guts hanging out of it, all the wires. But he'll play music that you ain't never heard in the universe. We got tapes. If we could release what we had just in staying each other's mother's back rooms when it was tapes, and it was 90-minute tapes, 45 minutes each side, and I'm talking about unwritten freestyle scripts just because what he was playing. That was the chemistry, and that made me come up with something like the concentration camp, because we was all individuals. Then they was a group together. I was a solo artist, and so on and so forth. So I said we need a umbrella that signifies all of us, along with C-Loc, C-Loc Records, Lead Time, and so on and so forth. But Hap was a genius, and at the time, now you come to Baton Rouge right now, I just come back home, man. This Mexico City out here. I never saw this many Mexicans in Baton Rouge. We know Texas being the gateway to the west, southwest on to the west. But come to Louisiana right now, it's Mexico City. But Hap, at the time, in the 90s, he was the only Mexican that we knew out here other than his family. So my love for the black and brown, red, yellow, and white culture was starting from the underground up, and the grassroots that started to happen in his family, on his mom and his papa and his big brother shit, on everything. You know what I mean?
Okay, right. When was the first time you met C-Loc back the day?
Man, C-Loc went to the same middle school actually together, man. I was probably 11 years old, and he was 12. He's like a year older than me. So the room around the school, I used to battle rap in the commissary. I ain't eat lunch. I ate niggas. But lunchtime. So he was my DJ around the school. You know, he had the same hip-hop dream I had, but he wasn't a rapper, so around the school, I was a short guy, and I battled guys. You see the whole school before they ate lunch, they'd crowd around us like it was a fight. And we went to a school like a LTI, you dig what I'm saying, or a baby penitentiary with no windows. We didn't see light until we got back on the school bus, on the school bus at the end of the day, or if our PE, if that semester PE was outside, if it wasn't in the gym. So it was gladiator sport. I used to watch my homeboys whip the teachers and run the principals to their rooms and call the sheriffs to come get 11, 12, and 13-year-old kids in my middle school. So I battle rap for lunch every day. And very seldom I ate lunch, you know what I mean? Other than that, if you wanted to battle, I'm going to greet you 2-3 to 1. So Loc was like my DJ from that, 11, 12-year-old status, and the neighborhoods we grew from, being from South Baton Rouge to the east side of Mayfair, Gardier Lane, on the in-between, we had to fight in those neighborhoods coming from where we came from. So he was one of my true homeboys, and, street wars and so on and so forth, and we grew up like anybody else. The D-gang came and all that, and then, we kind of separated and connect, here and there. But somewhere around 93, 94, he formulated a record company. I was already selling tapes on the corner. I had been recording in the studio since 11 years old. You see what I'm saying? Been writing and rapping and battle rapping since 8 and 9. You see what I'm saying? So I was always the rapper. So we stayed brothers like that, the cloth, and later on in life, fast forwarding the tape back to the 90s, after I was selling tapes on the corner, he formulated a company called C-Loc Records that eventually gave birth to a clicolation that we call the concentration camp, and the rest was history. You heard?
You was the only artist who have a deal 50-50 with C-Loc and No Limit. But the first artist of No
me
Limit
myself.
to have this deal.
Well, my thing, it was kind of like I really signed a homeboy, big brother, little brother hood contract with C-Loc. I never signed to No Limit, but P got a whim. They was working as two CEOs, one from Baton Rouge, one from New Orleans, and as our fashion was starting to blend with each other, P had his connection with Priority Records in California. And by the time we did self-titled concentration camp compilation, you know, I did the original song, which was titled "A Fool" off the King T. Acker Fool. That became How You Do That there because of the hook. By the time, you know, P put it on the body soundtrack, so on and so forth, and Priority Records caught a whim of it, then they was interested in signing me as a solo artist. So I left straight from Baton Rouge by the strength of P and No Limit and went to, what's up, nephew? Yes, sir. I went to Priority Records, man, Sunset, California, man, Sunset Boulevard, 1997, the summer 97. So the rest was history from that point on. Yes, sir.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like, comment, share. Also go over to UGSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.